Hello and welcome to Marketing Solutions for Local Law Firms, the podcast that provides you with all the latest digital marketing tools, tips, and strategies you will need to implement in order to stay ahead of your competition. If you are looking to substantially increase your caseload in the next 6 months, this is the podcast for you. And now, here's the host of our show, the local business guy himself, Frank Deming.
Hello, everyone. This is Frank Deming, the local business guy. Welcome to another episode of Marketing Solutions for Local Law Firms. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day, everyone. I hope you guys are having a rocking week so far. Today, I want to talk to you a little bit about monitoring. I know a lot of attorneys who listen to me are actually doing their own SEO. And I don't know if, I'm not you yourself as the attorney, but as in-house. But I do notice that sometimes, because I get this question a lot, people want to know, hey, Frank, why is it fluctuating so much? Why sometimes I'm on the first page and then, 2 weeks later, I'm in nowhere to be found. There's some issues that you're doing that you have to you got to monitor from an SEO perspective. A lot of people think that SEO is a set and forget type of business, and nothing could be further from the truth. SEO takes work. And that being said, I'm going to talk to you a little bit. This is just a smidge of the work that you have to do with SEO to make it work properly. But it's something that at least at a minimum, if you do this, you should diminish the amount of fluctuations that happen while you're running an SEO campaign. All right. So before we get into the content today, I want to remind you guys that, if you know anyone who needs some marketing help, or if you yourself, the attorney, is looking for some marketing help, we're always available. We're always here to help you guys with any kind of digital marketing help that you need. You could give us a call at 888-416-7752 or send us an email at info@lbmsllc.com. Someone from my staff will actually reach out to you and schedule an appointment with me. So if that's something that you're looking for, or if you know someone who's an attorney and is looking for that, that would be the action to take. All right. So cool. So, why, first of all, before we talk about monitoring, let's talk about why monitoring SEO performance is important in the first place. As I said before, building a website isn't or doing any kind of SEO isn't a one-time deal, okay? Because throughout the lifespan of a website, you're basically competing with others on the internet, period. There's no longer a thing where people say, well, I only get business from word of mouth, which is fine. But if you want to grow, you want to scale, you have to build some sort of online presence and start getting traffic online. That's just the way it is these days. So just want to point that out, because I do, believe it or not, we're in 2023, and I still get sometimes people say, well, no, all I'm doing right now is, word of mouth. I get referrals from other attorneys that I network with, and that's fine. And if you don't want to grow any more than where you are right now, that's perfectly fine. But if you're looking for a predictable way of growing, you definitely have to be online. And it all starts with building a website, which you probably already have, and then monitoring that website for performance. When I'm talking about monitoring, you just don't want to build a website and do nothing. You want to build a website and get some sort of SEO going, because SEO takes a long time for it to actually get going. So you want to do that like right after you build a website. Okay. So I'm going to give you, before we get into the real meat and the gritty stuff of the content today, I want to give you 3 specific reasons why you should regularly monitor your SEO performance. Okay. Number 1, errors. Because a website doesn't start perfectly. Okay. When you launch a website, you usually achieve your desired performance after weeks and even months of running it. Okay. When I'm talking about desired performance, I'm talking about getting leads. However, it's still some possible unseen website errors. So you got to spot these things early. Because these unforeseen website errors actually hold you back from ranking, the impressions on the website. So you got to be. I always recommend people that you want to run SEO audits routinely. I would say I like to run SEO audits preferably every month, but I understand that if you're not, if that's not your gig and that's not something that you're always doing, then do it definitely every 90 days. Okay. You want to run an SEO audit. It's going to spot errors for you. Okay. Another thing that you want to regularly monitor is track SEO progress. So the website performance is relative. All right. A small local practice cannot compete with the number 1 law firm in the country, let's say. Okay. But it isn't about the raw numbers. It's about growth. You always got to remember that. So tracking your SEO progress gives you an idea of what needs to improve until your practice becomes a visible a visible entity in your area. So again, I always deal with local law firms. That's what it's called, marketing solutions for local law firms, right? So you always have to remember that you want to track progress. Another thing is you want to evaluate performance. So even if your website does not start perfectly, which it normally doesn't, there is no way to guarantee the success against your competitors. Okay. To ensure success, you actually have to monitor it constantly and evaluate the data you do have.
We'll be back after a quick break.
Hey, attorney, are you running a lot of digital ads or maybe even SEO, Facebook ads, etc., and you're not getting the results that you're hoping for? Have you been trying to generate leads online, and although you are getting some results, you're thinking, man, something's got to be wrong because I should be getting a lot more attention? Well, if that's you, I want to help you out. Give us a call, 888-416-7752. I'd love to sit down, find out a little bit more about your business, and see if we can help you. Now, even before you do that and before we sit down and talk, I'd love for you to go to our website, lbmsllc.com. Once you type that, you're going to see on the top right-hand corner of the page a little green button that says Free Online Report. I want you to click on that button, fill out the form, and you will be emailed within 24 hours a free online report as to see exactly what's going on in your business, how are you showing up online, and that's the first step to be able to decipher exactly what's going on in your business. So if you would love a free analysis and to help us to get you to the next level, take that action right now. Download the free online report, and that will be the first step. Then give us a call at 888-416-7752, and we will schedule some time together. So with that, I'm going to bring you right back to the show. All right. Are enough people viewing your website? Do they just click the link and move on? How much interest are you generating from the website? Meaning inquiries like from contact page or maybe if you have a chat feature in your website, how much is that occurring? So these are questions that you want to ask yourself as you're monitoring, as you're evaluating, the performance. Okay. So evaluating your website it's actually a stupendous way to not only diagnose your site for possible problems, but also to revitalize your SEO strategy. Because again, SEO is not set and forget. SEO is something that you have to constantly do. And it's not just about backlinks. I know I talk a lot about backlinks on this show because backlinks are important, but this is what I'm talking about right now is for me it's exciting stuff, but for you it's probably the boring stuff of SEO. But this is very key because even if you got great backlinks and your website is not optimized for the right performance, then those backlinks are going to end up hurting you because you're going to get the backlinks and they'll probably drop you because your website is not up to par, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, that does happen from time to time. It hasn't happened in a while, at least for me, because we know we're doing it the right things. But it does happen if you're not careful of making sure that your house is in order. And in this case, when I mean not your house being in order, it's your website. All right. So now let's, now that we talked about the reasons why you want to regularly monitor it, let's talk about how to monitor SEO performance. Okay. And what are the metrics, to keep the performance, to keep the performance up to par. Like I said, you don't want to lose backlinks. You don't want to have all this effort to get the backlinks and then screw it up. You just don't want to do that. So let's talk about this is keeping your house in order, if you will. All right. So then, one of the things that you always want to do is website health score. Okay. So a health score is the way the SERPs or the search engine results pages, the way the search engines are interpreting the health of your search engine results pages, or SERPs, as us SEO people call it. Okay, very, very important because it's not. Here's the thing. I always tell people this. How's your website? Right? People always ask me, how's your website? Oh, website's great. I don't have a problem with my website. Yeah, you probably don't have a problem with the website. How is the search engines interpreting your website? What is the health score of your website? I mean, there are various tools that you could use. You could just look them up on Google, tools to search. I mean, I can list them on there, but it's really not worth it because all of them do the same things. Some are paid, some are free. The free ones aren't as good as the paid ones, but it's good enough for you. If you are not an SEO and you're not doing this for other people like myself, then you can do one of the free stuff. There's no big deal. Me, I do this for other people, so I have a tool that I use. But you could just look it up on Google, say, free Google website health score evaluator or something like that. Anything like that you Google, you will get a plethora of different tools that you can use to monitor the stuff and check out the health score of the website. Because the reason I'm listening to this is, number one, is because a lot of SEO campaigns that I have taken over, that was the key thing. We actually fixed that, and without even getting the higher quality backlinks, it automatically, not automatically, but within a few days of us taking over and doing that, the score went up and automatically your ranking went up. Maybe not to the first page, but the ranking. So that was a huge factor. Just by that, just doing that, we already showed our clients the value. So I want, this is the reason why I'm harping on this, is because this was a really, really key thing for us. So the tool that we use for website auditing is HubSpot's website grader. That's the one that we use. I just throw it out there just in case you're interested in it. It's not a free tool, but we do that because we actually do this for a lot of clients of ours. So, but you don't need to. Again, you could get a free tool to do the website audit and get that done. All right, cool. Just enough on that. I just wanted to harp on it. I'm sorry for harping on it so much, but it's so important for this. And it's so important for you to get it right that I did want to hop on it. All right, so let's go to keyword rankings. Okay, this is something that you want to monitor. Keyword rankings. Regularly checking your keyword rankings is important to monitor SEO results, period. Keywords are the internet's, say, middlemen. Let's just call it that. Okay, the SERPs, your bare bones online legal directory. So it's the keywords, the SERPs, and your bare bones online legal directories. I had an episode not too long ago about legal directories. Check that out. It's a really, really, really good episode. Those are some legal directories that you should be on. And again, that's almost great for reputation in terms of doing an SEO campaign, but that's another topic for another day. For that day anyway, and it tells you everything about it. In addition to boosting your visibility, okay, ranking for keywords also increases your website health score. Going back to the first topic, because once you get more relevant searches, that also helps with the health score. So look into that as well. Now, the easiest way to check for website ranking position for your target keywords is through through the search engines, of course. So you want to type your target keywords and check for your site's place in the SERPs. If you want to use a dedicated rank checking tool, you want to try using free SEO tools like Ahrefs or Rank Checker. Ahrefs or Rank Checker. Those are tools that you can use that you want to, if you want to start, checking in on your rankings from time to time, or just simply type in the targeted keyword in the search engine and see where you are. That's another way of doing it if you don't want to use a tool. All right, so let's talk about organic search results. Monitoring how much traffic does your site get is also important for your site's health, period. If you do everything right, organic traffic will flow into your site, period. It's going to flow in, but you got to do everything right. But organic traffic alone isn't enough, really, to measure performance. All right. So I want to break it down a little bit for you. Okay. Here's some engagement metrics you can expect from organic traffic. Okay. Impressions, conversion rate, click-through rate, new site visitors, bounce rate. Bounce rate is key. Okay. So bounce rate, for those of you who don't know, bounce rate is, when someone comes to your site, how quickly do they come out for your site? So the higher the bounce rate is, the worse it is from a website health perspective. And the search engines take that into account as well. Device type, like, so, are you getting desktop traffic? Are you getting mobile traffic? Are you getting tablet traffic? All of these things factor in. All right. So the given matrix can actually help you assess your site's performance and whether or not your website is achieving the goals that that you've set for it. So when we build a website, we like to ask a lot of questions to our customers about what are your goals for this website. We just don't build a site to build it and make it look pretty. What are your goals for the site? And then we're going to do keyword research accordingly for the goals. Are we going to go aggressive, or we're going to go a little light? Or it depends. But we have a conversation. Okay. All right. So the next one that we like to monitor is domain authority. Now, the domain authority is very, very, very important. Now, for you, it's a score from 1 to 100. No one ever gets 100, but if you can get a domain authority score or a DA score of 40 or above, that's ideal. But also, domain authority depends also on the success of your domain authority, or the importance of it is how much volume does your area get in the first place. In other words, if you're in New York City, the importance of a domain authority number being high is more than if you're in Idaho or something like that, if you know what I'm saying, because there are more competing sites. So this metric here, domain authority, becomes more important depending on the volume of people that you're going to be with. So that's one thing that you want to factor in. Okay. Last but not least, ROI. Most websites are built to support a business. Okay. If a website is built well enough, it must have been expensive, or have some sort of, some sort of planning behind it. All right. So not so much expensive. If it's, when I say by expensive, I don't mean like a $10,000 website. No. When a website is built well, there was some planning behind it. There was a strategy behind it. When a website is built just for beauty, it's not. Okay. It's actually when you do it for, this looks nice, it's basically a failed venture, in my opinion. Now, your ROI is a good indicator of your website's performance, since it was built to sell your legal practice to clients that are in need, right? So you want to, when it comes to ROI, think about, okay, I built my website. I sat down with my web designer and we talked about my goals, or we talked about, hopefully you're doing this, by the way. I'm speculating because this is what I do. If you and I are doing business and I'm building your website, I am going to ask you these questions, and I'm hoping that if you're working with someone, that they're asking these questions. Okay. So you can measure your ROI, with conversion rates, with sales figures, with book calls, whatever counts for you as a metric. You want to measure it against your website. So, for instance, let's say you had an old website, and then you just switched it, last year. How much business that website bring you since you switched it with a planned strategy, not just, I switched it because it was looking antiquated, which is not a bad idea to do. I mean, you should, you should have a website that's not antiquated, but you also want a website that's functional in a way that it does bring you an ROI. Okay. So that's very, 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 very important that you take that into consideration when you build a new website. Okay. So that's all I have for you guys today. But before I let you go, if you're doing your own SEO, make sure that you're using, all of these factors that we talked about, Also, you know what? Before I let you go, I almost forgot about one key thing. I don't want to leave you hanging. I want to give you something that you can sink your teeth in. If this is if you're doing your own SEO. I want to give you some tips to improve your site's SEO and how to track SEO performance. Okay. Number one, write with purpose. Okay. Because SEO, as you know, SEO is getting backlinks from a reputable website. You have to have good content, but good content also has to be purposeful content, benefit-driven content that hooks readers and keeps them coming back for more valuable information. Okay. Either externally on, to get a backlink, or internally on your website so that people can find it somehow. But it's got to be purposeful, right? With purpose. Number two, maintain a fast loading website. The average internet user only waits 3 seconds before moving onto the site with a faster page speed. So you want to make sure that your pages load quickly. Okay. Number three, you want to link to authoritative sites and gather links from them too. Okay. Now we talked about that. This is where we talked about backlinks, but as it is with the legal industry, credibility is everything. Okay. So, that your credibility as a lawyer is important, right? So it's the same thing like with your website. Your website's credibility has to be important as well. So that's where you want to link to authoritative sites that gather that credibility. Number four is you want to stay relevant. So whether it's in your meta descriptions or your titles, you want to ensure that your content is on with the keywords that help your site stay relevant. Okay. Now, if you're running your own SEO, I want you to go through this stuff that we talked about and making sure that everything's on point, making sure that you're doing this monitoring constantly. If you're lacking when it comes to if you're lacking with anything that it comes to this, you want to make sure that you want to improve by doing those 4 things we just talked about, right? With purpose, maintain your fast load speed, link authoritative sites, and stay relevant. And then you'll be good to go. So now, if you're struggling with any of this at all, if your team is, or whoever you have working with you that's doing your SEO, if you're struggling with it, give us a call, 888-416-7752. We'll love to do an audit ourselves of your SEO practice, give you some pointers, and send you on your merry way. Excuse me. And with that, this has been Frank Deming, the local business guy. I hope you got a lot out of this content. If you did, please share it with everyone that you know that you think will benefit from this, and also give us a review on Apple or wherever you listen to your podcast. So with that, I wish you guys nothing but the best. Until next week, take care and bye for now. Peace out.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Marketing Solutions for Local Law Firms, the podcast that provides you with all the latest digital marketing tools, tips, and strategies you will need to implement in order to stay ahead of your competition. If you would like to know more about the topic we discussed on the show today, reach out to Frank and his team at 888-416-7752 and schedule a discovery call with one of the marketing consultants. If you'd like to be a guest on our show, send an email to podcast@lbmsllc.com and we will put you on the schedule. With that being said, until next week, make it a successful digital marketing day. Peace out.